Hi, my name is Claudia Bazán and today I'll introduce you to Diamant. It is a game for 3 to 8 players with a duration of 30 minutes by designers Alan R. Moon and Bruno Faiduti, published by Yellow. In this game, players will try to push their luck by going into a cave, finding treasures, and trying not to fall into the traps as they go into it. Let's see how we play it. Here we have the main board of the game, which represents the camp from which the explorers will start in each of the 5 expeditions we see here. Each player chooses a character, takes a pawn and a chest of the corresponding color and places his worker in this area of the camp. In addition, we must display on one side of the board the rubies and diamonds that players will be able to win in the expeditions. A diamond represents 5 rubies and can be exchanged throughout the game indistinctly. Finally, each player is given 2 decision cards, one to go into the cave and one to return to the camp. Once this preparation is finished, the players proceed to enter the cave on their first expedition. For this, we take these cards that we see here and shuffle them to leave a deck in this area of the board. A card will be taken, its effects will be carried out depending on the type of card, and the players will decide whether they want to continue or not in the expedition through a simultaneous vote, where they will reveal one of their 2 decision cards. The types of cards that we can find in this deck are treasure cards. These have a certain number of rubies to be distributed among all the players who are currently on the expedition. If it's not possible to distribute the amount of rubies equally, they will remain on the same card and will be distributed in the future when the players wish to leave the expedition. Trap cards. We can find 5 different types of traps, of which we will have 3 cards of each one. Once 2 cards of the same type come out in an expedition, all the players who are still in the expedition will immediately lose everything they have won in the round and will have to return to the camp, automatically ending the round. This is one of the 2 ways to end an expedition, and once finished for this reason, one of the trap cards that trigger the end of the expedition must be removed from the deck. The second way to end an expedition is that all the players decide to return to the camp by their own free will and can add to their chest all the rubies earned during the expedition. It should be noted that if more than one trap card of different types, up to 5 types even, comes out, nothing happens and you can continue to enter the cave. Relic cards. These cards will have 2 different types of rules depending on how old or new the version of your game is. In general terms, these cards are 5 and have the characteristic that in the different expeditions, they will be won by the player who returns alone to the camp, having to be removed and placed in the space of the corresponding player. If more than one player returns, no one will take the relic and it will only be taken by the next player who returns to the camp alone. Now, in the old version, once a player takes it, the first 3 relics will be worth 1 diamond, that is 5 rubies, and the last 2 will be worth 2 diamonds, that is 10 rubies. In the new version, the relics are marked with particular numbers, so in each round you must add 1 relic to the deck from the one with the smallest number to the one with the highest value. In case it does not come out in the whole expedition, it is removed from the deck and the one with the next value is introduced. Finally, I want to point out that there are many versions of the game that have the old rule in the manual, but the relics are marked. That is the case with my copy of the game. Once the first round is finished, the next round proceeds until the 5th and last round is finished. After this, the players show all the gems they managed to obtain, and the player who has the highest amount in value wins the game. Well, that's the overview of the game, and now I'll tell you a bit of what I think about it. First of all, I'd like to say that Diamant is an extremely thrilling game and that the push your luck mechanic actually provokes great amounts of adrenaline in some players. It is a light, dynamic and thematically interesting game where most of the people we have played with manage to embody themselves as explorers, fearing for their lives in this expedition, but at the same time laughing a lot in the process. That said, I think the level of excitement the game can trigger depends largely on the group you're playing with and above all, the person who is drawing the cards and asking about whether they want to stay on the expedition or go back to the camp. This person has to manage to make this an experience that the players get to immerse themselves in. Also, these mini chests are super cute and a great addition to make this game even more thematic. On the other hand, consider that being a game with large amounts of luck, many times a player who hasn't won anything in the entire game can win the last round, so don't take this game too seriously as anything can happen. In terms of player count, I think 5 to 8 players is more exciting because the truth is that I can't see myself playing this with 3 or 4 players because I doubt about the potential to be equally exciting with so many few players. Finally, one small point that can be a little bit disappointing is that there are rounds where too much in traps come up with it the first few cards you draw, making it a very short and anticlimactic expedition. But hey, if you like push your luck games that manage to immerse you in a powerful theme, this game may be for you. Now remember that the amount of luck in the game can cause anyone to win despite efforts to figure out a good strategy. This is why I give this one a 8 out of 10 with a seal of approval from me. Thanks for watching, I'm Claudia Bazán and I'll see you in another round.